Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Chris with CNM Aquatics, and on this channel we talk about anything related to reef aquarium keeping. So if you like these type of videos, please subscribe so that you can be alerted when new videos come out. And today we're going to talk about cyanobacteria and what I do to get rid of it. You can see in this aquarium, honestly I kind of let it go a little bit for the purposes of this video until it started to cover corals. And that's when it can damage corals, is when it starts to cover them. So cyanobacteria is also known as red slime algae, but it is actually not an algae at all, hence the name. It's a bacteria that grows in your aquarium. And if you've been in this hobby for any amount of time, you're going to run into this eventually. And kind of like green hair algae, cyanobacteria starts to form in the aquarium when you have too many nutrients being imported into the aquarium and not enough taken out, and it gives it the fuel it needs to grow, and it uses the light as well. So there's several different ways to try to get rid of it. I like to do water changes. This isn't some big secret here. I think this is the best way to get rid of it. I try not to use chemicals, for treatments in my aquarium whenever I can. Even if they say reef safe, I think it's better to do it naturally than to use chemicals. I'll use the chemicals as a last resort if I can't fix the issue another way. So starting off, I recommend mixing your salt water for your water changes the night before, like I did here, and I brought it up to temperature with some aquarium heaters. And I'm just stirring it up, and I am testing the salinity to make sure it's where I want it before I put it in the aquarium. And I'm also using the temperature here with this Hannah salinity checker. I did another video on that. I really like this tool. I keep my salinity at 1.025 in all of my reef aquariums, and I've had good results, and that's where I like to keep it. So we're going to start off by scraping the glass first and clean that off. Cyano can grow pretty much anywhere in your aquarium. Most of the time it will start off on the sand bed, or it will start off on some rock structures, the back wall, intakes, outlets, power heads, and it will eventually creep over everything and grow over everything. And it's not very visually appealing, but if you get it in your aquarium, don't start freaking out. The best thing to do is to be proactive to keep it from getting in there. But if you do notice, it'll start out as a little bit, and if you catch it in time, you can correct the issue before it turns into something like this. This particular aquarium is a 29-gallon BioCube, and I use it mainly to propagate these rose bubble tip anemones. And I keep this particular aquarium at a very low flow. So it's a low flow aquarium, which can contribute to the cyano growing and thriving in the system. If you have higher flow, it does seem to help a little bit. It keeps the cyanobacteria from getting a foothold in the aquarium. So you might notice some cyano in your aquarium in some dead spots, maybe behind some rocks or in the corner of the tank or behind the rocks. It can start out, if light can get there, it'll make it grow quicker, and then you add in the low flow. And then if you're overfeeding or not doing your water changes, that will definitely contribute to the growth of cyanobacteria. So it's better to be proactive to keep it from getting in there and spreading. Technically, I guess it is in there anyway, but keeping it under control. So, like I said, there's no secret here. You guys may not like this method, but water changes fix a lot of issues in the reef aquarium hobby, without a doubt. I'm a big fan of doing proper water changes in all my systems. So, we're going to siphon as much as we can off of the sand, and you can see big chunks of it here coming up. You're not going to get every little piece. So after I do my siphoning, I'll come back in here and I'll pick up manually the pieces that I can see and I can grab a hold of, and it's hard to grab, but I will get out as much as I can. And before I siphoned, I don't know if you saw it or not, I did take a toothbrush and I scrubbed the rocks, used a turkey baster and blew it off the rocks, and I let it settle to the sand first so that I could suck up as much as I possibly could. So you'll siphon out what you can, you'll pick up the big pieces that you can, and then I'm going to fill the aquarium back up with my mixed salt water that I made for the water change. You can, in conjunction, after you do this, leave the lights off on your aquarium for a day or two, and that might help. And I do have a sand sifting goby in here just to show. He won't really eat it, the cyano, but he helps keep the sand bed turned over. But this particular system got way out of control, you know. He'll help out with smaller patches and things like that. But this system just got overran. And you can see at some of the base of the rocks, like I can't get all of that, and I can't pick it out with my hands. But that's okay, don't worry about it. Because I'm telling you, it's very hard to get all of it. So what you're gonna do is repeat this step, do another water change down the road, and I would wait, you know, a couple days to a week. You don't want to do too much at once and, you know, shock the system with all the water changes. So give it some time in between. It'll creep back along the sand again. Just do your water change and stay on top of it, and eventually you will get there. Patience is key. Nothing good happens fast in this hobby, so you have to be patient and stay on top of it. And I know it's manual labor, but I do feel like this is the best way to do it. I appreciate you guys watching a short video. If you have any questions, leave them below. Until next time, thanks a lot, guys.